Roll Tide, ladies and gentlemen. Roll daggum mother Tide. Here we go. Van Edwards, Lucian Graves here with the Alabama post-game show. Coming off a massive win, top 15 win. This is a straight war, Van. I'm pumped right now, man. I'm on a level right now. Defeating the number one rushing attack in the nation, putting up 126 yards on a defense that has only given up 62 yards. Whew! I'm hot right now, boy. I'm hot.
Yeah, man, it felt good. Felt good to eke out a victory. Defense stepped up when it needed to at the end. Offense did enough to get it done. We'll celebrate this one and move on. But yeah, man, we've seen some key players step up. Our guy Dejon Lee might have made the biggest play of the game right there at the end. So I'm telling you, man, that guy's going to be a starter for the season's over.
I completely agree, Van. Like, honestly, Dejon Lee, London Simmons, Latier Brooks, Derek Meadows, like these freshmen are showing that if you're good enough and you compete and you're strong and you do your job, you're going to get rewarded with playing time. And these three freshmen, I mean, we highlighted them in the show earlier this week, literally showed up and probably won Alabama this game. And I'm going to throw in Michael Carroll in that foursome too. Mm-hmm. Those four freshmen, horsemen of the apocalypse, almost single-handedly won this game. London Simmons is unblockable. Like flat out, he is unblockable one-on-one. I know everybody wants like to give Tim Keenan his flowers, but London Simmons is probably, in my opinion, probably other than LT Overton, our best defensive lineman right now is London Simmons. And in the secondary, Dejon Lee has showed this game that he is CB1. Like, to me, he's physical in the run game. He stays with his wide receiver every time, and he's been able to get a turnover this season. So, yeah, honestly, I'm going to say this. I don't think Damani Jackson is it. I think I want to see Cam Calhoun out there.
Yep.
Xavier Brown played well against the run game, which I've been really critical of him, of not being physical, but he was physical today. But Dejon Lee literally stole the show in the secondary as far as cornerback. Yeah, I want to see number 9 Cam Calhoun. If he's not hurt, Kane Womack, there's no reason Damani needs to be on the field because that was absolute bullshit. If he plays like a senior that he is, the number 1 draft pick that I thought he was, this game's not even close.
Yep.
He let a true freshman burn him. He let the touchdown. Like it's just shit that I don't really don't need to see from a guy that's been in college as long as he has, and his guys that's highly touted. So if he's not doing the job, then he needs to get out of there. Flat. Give me Cam Calhoun. Linebackers, actually, go ahead.
And it's one of those things too. It's not like Bray Hubbard, for instance. He made mistakes in this game, but he also stepped up when he was needed and made critical plays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's the thing about a guy like Bray. He's going to make a mistake, but he's going to come back with a bigger play. Where Damani, I'm still looking for the other side of the thing, and I'm not seeing it. You know what I'm saying? And when
he hasn't made a play this season,
I don't feel like he has either.
And honestly, and I kind of have the same bone to pick with Sab. Like, you two are seniors. You're coming in from universities, and you guys are supposedly going to be the captains of our secondary, and you guys have played absolute shitty football.
Yep.
Honestly, give me the redshirt freshman over what's his name? Over Sab. Over Keon Sab. Give me Drake Kirkpatrick. That dude is physical.
Absolutely.
He fits the run fit, and he does not let the pass catcher separate from him like Sab does. And I think if Kirkpatrick's the one blitzing, he knows the difference to go low, to force that tackle to go low, and that quarterback trips over him instead of scampering for 15 yards in that first down.
That's one of my biggest issues with how Sab is approaching things, man. Like when he gets the blitz, he's getting back there, and like, where's your tackle at? Where's your wrap up? Where's your do anything, man? He's going high. He's rubbing chest. He's not being physical. I mean, there's no point in even blitzing the man if he's not going to disrupt. So, I mean, I seen it in the chat right here. Lawson still missing tackles, absolutely. And you know how both of us feel about the inside backers. I mean, whew.
I actually
They
thought
played better though.
They did play better, but there was 3 of them out there. We have turned that nickel position and put Justin Jefferson there, which I like.
Yes.
And honestly, we just need to deal with the fact that 41 and 0 are going to be our linebackers this year. We can deal with that in the offseason and get some freshmen in there or some young guys in there that actually want to hit people. But going forward, it's obviously going to be Deontay Lawson out there. But his knowledge of this defense and alignment is what's going to keep him at a next tier. If he's not making plays, he can at least line the guys up to make the plays for him. And I do like that on our defense, but I still would rather have a Mike linebacker that went around killing people. That's something that Kane Womack's going to have to identify, as well as the pass rush. Even though today we had some sacks and created pressure.
Yes.
I think that everybody that is not on Kane Womack's side, if you're saying that Kane Womack needs to be replaced as the defensive coordinator at the University of Alabama, you're out of your freaking mind.
Yep.
You're out of your freaking mind, because he doesn't have a dominant pass rusher.
Nope.
He doesn't have dominant linebackers, but somehow with his scheme, he is able to slow offenses down with his adjustments. Like we said earlier in the week, this team was the number 1 running team in the nation. Ahmad Hardy was getting off against people.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get off today.
Nope.
Yeah, they might have gassed us for a couple runs, but it's because we didn't have the proper fits. They didn't beat us in physicality. They definitely didn't beat us in the running game. I don't think. I haven't looked at the numbers. But
yeah, I think they beat us overall, counting what the quarterback had done and the 2 running backs, but it wasn't a major gap difference. I mean, I want to say it was, let me look here, 163 for Missouri rushing the ball versus 125 for Alabama.
Yeah, but they were coming in averaging close to 300 yards.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we slowed the running game down to the point where they abandoned giving the ball to their best player on the team because they didn't like what they were seeing.
And he was only averaging like 4 yards a carry, and he wasn't bouncing off tackles because, as I said on Tuesday night's show, Kane Womack's swarm defense is built to limit this type of a running back, because he is not a smash mouth running back. He is not a downhill running back. He depends off bouncing off tackles. Mm-hmm. And in a swarm defense, you're not going to bounce off tackles. He did a little bit. And yes, Moon Rocker, I'm going to give this guy a shout out. Keon Keeley played the best, probably that position today.
Yeah.
I know they lined him up in that wide defensive line position. James Smith really didn't do much today, but Keon Keeley made his presence felt. Not just on that one play he had the sack. He was making his presence felt on that side of the defensive line, which really stood out to me. If we get Keon Keeley to start playing better, and we get some of these other guys to start playing better to supplement the amazing play from London Simmons, LT Overton, and Yanze Pierre. Yanze Pierre is probably our best front 7 guy, in my opinion, flat out. Him and London Simmons, what they've been able to do is absolutely spectacular. I think
the push they get on the field together, by the way, when Pierre and Simmons are on the field together, they just get an extra push that we haven't seen early in the year. Like it's special, man. Like we can build from that.
And here's the other thing too. I'm not sure why. I know Edric Hill had a great game. Edric Hill can eat up a double team. Edric Hill does not get the penetration to me that James Smith and London Simmons do. Now, London Simmons is he's playing on a different level right now. That guy's going to be a freshman All-American. I think we got a lot of freshman All-American that are actually doing stuff. And I think Ryan Williams is a little bit banged up. That's why they didn't go to him as much. But at the other hand, I think Latair Brooks is slowly stealing the show from him because Brooks
outside of Dijon Lee's interception, he probably made the play of the game on that big reception on fourth down. So yeah, absolutely. Latair Brooks he's stepping up big, man.
Yeah, and I mean, if we're gonna talk about actually playing a defense, this is a top 5 defense all the way around. And Isaiah Horton made a play. I thought their defense did a great job of limiting Jeremy Bernard. They completely took him out of the game, which I figured that was going to happen. They were going to try to limit Bernard or Horton. They did a good job on Bernard. I thought Thomas Horton a couple times, but the fact that Latair Brooks stepped up, it is just a matter of time before he actually gets in space. Because if he gets in a phone booth with anybody in the country, he's going to go for 6. And it's just a matter of time to when Grubb schemes him open to get him in the end zone. Right. And the fact that we saw a Derek Meadows before he got that cheap shot targeting on him, I like him on the field because he is a decisive, painful blocker. And that is something this offense doesn't have when certain wide receivers are on the field. They just flat out don't have the ass behind them to block. So you put a guy that's 6'5" out there, 225 pounds, he's going to hit you. And some of these DBs in the SEC really need that. And I see some people in the chat, tough as nails, Formby gets a D-. Formby gets an F.
Formby gets a flat-out F. I agree with what Plain said about him and MFR Jones. If they're going to use him, he's got to be at right guard. He's looked at his best at right guard. He is not. I don't think he needs
to play right guard either. To me,
I can't disagree.
To me, give me Jaden Roberts.
Jaden Roberts and Michael Carroll work
somebody
together
in the mouth.
Yep.
I don't mind the rotation at right guard because that's just an interior alignment. I mind the rotation at right tackle because Formby can't take a speed guy. All you got to do is run around him on the edge. Michael Carroll's going to catch you because he's quicker and he's stronger and he's meaner.
Yep.
So going forward, I don't want to see if Formby plays, he better be at a right guard or I'm going to go off because he is absolute trash at right tackle. Yep. And tough as nails, I'm about to hit on Damani Jackson right now. Damani Jackson. You might have track speed, and you might do the intangibles at the combine to get yourself in the upper second round, maybe in the first round, if you run a sub 4.340. But my guy, you are not the best coverage corner, not even close. Give me Dijon Lee any day of the week, and that's over Xavier Brown too, because Xavier Brown can't fit a run fit to save his life either. Nope. I am actually so excited for the defensive back class that's coming in next season. And to see what Chuck McDonald does with a year under his belt after his redshirt season, because these are all physical DBs coming in. And no offense, actually, I'm gonna screw that. This is full offense. It guaranteed. Dijon Lee made me a believer that just because you're from California, you don't hit like a pussy.
Yep.
Because Xavier Brown and Damani Jackson pretty much made me make that assessment. Yep. But the fact that Dijon Lee is out here laying wood, almost picked off that pass, that was exceptional that he was even there to read that pass as a true freshman. So Dijon Lee just basically, to me, he took his CB1 job. He needs to be out there, and Cam Calhoun needs to be out there too. I'm sick of him not being out there. I don't know if it's something that Kane Womack or anybody's got against him. Quit telling me that Damani Jackson and Xavier Brown are the answers because they're not physical in a run fit. This is the SEC. You got to hit some motherfuckers. And they don't do that.
I said this when we did our defensive back adjustments a couple weeks ago on the show. I said, give me Dijon Lee over Damani Jackson. And I meant that because in run fits, ever since the Georgia game, I've seen more success with Dijon Lee on the field. And not only that, you go back to the Vanderbilt game last week and this game, breaking up passes in key moments. He's making plays, man. John Lee, he's showing up and showing out. He needs to be that guy over there. And with that size difference, I mean, we're going to need him coming up.
And honestly, too, in this defensive set, we need to somehow get Drake Kirkpatrick and Xavier Mincy in on the back end.
Yes.
While having Bray, I honestly, I like Bray Hubbard playing in the box. But if we're gonna do that, we need to take Day Jones out, in my opinion.
Yes.
And make that either Drake or Patrick. We need to make that Drake or Patrick. And the safety roam in the back end needs to be Xavier Mincy. Xavier Mincy can cover the ground, and he is more physical than Sav.
Yep.
He might not have the knowledge or the experience, but he's a bigger. I mean, he's 6'3", and honestly, probably with his arms probably stretching it 6'4"-ish. And I like that going down the field, especially with the corners we have. Give me a taller corner and a taller safety anytime because they're going to be able to bat those balls away. And I don't think, no offense, Day Jones hasn't really shown me anything that he needs to be out there.
Nope.
And Keon Sabb, yes, he is savvy in the pass protection or the pass defension, but give me Drake Kirkpatrick any day of the week because Drake Kirkpatrick is coming up and laying straight wood in the run game.
His physicality is so important. I don't think you can keep him off the field much longer. Like, he needs to be out there way more than he already is because he's flying around to the ball. He's hitting people. He's causing issues for other teams. You got to have that guy in the game, man. I forget the inexperience. Give me the guy that's out there giving 100% every damn play. You know, you can mask your lack of knowledge by giving effort, and he's an effort guy. So I want him on my team or on my field.
You know what else we need to highlight too? I'm just going to throw some numbers out, and I'm actually looking these up just because I want to get these right. So, Mr. Ahmad Hardy, right, came in averaging 7.1 yards a game and 9 touchdowns. This dude had 52 yards, 4.3 yards a carry, and 0 touchdowns.
Yep.
Jamal Roberts came in averaging. I mean, he did have a 10-yard average, but he only got 5 carries. Bo Prabula was the top rusher for them. So, I mean, the fact that their quarterback was the top rusher, I think, says it everything we need to say. These guys were almost averaging 300 yards per game on the average, and they got half that this game against Alabama. And we played on the road in a pretty tough environment. I thought Ty Simpson responded. And that's all you can ask in this type of a game, this type of environment. You knew they were going to come in, throw the kitchen sink at you. Even when he had a shitty-ass right tackle in and Wilkin Formby getting him smacked twice, he still bounced back and was able to respond in kind. And that throw he had to Latair Brooks was nothing short of a Pro Bowl throw you'd see from an NFL top 5 quarterback. And the fact that that was a true freshman that ran that route, that caught that pass, should really send waves through college football. Because if Ryan Williams was hurt today, and we have a true freshman that was able to do that to a top 5 defense in the country, what do you think is going to happen when Ryan Williams gets healthy and you're not able to take a Jeremy Bernard out the game because Ryan Williams is over there, Isaiah Horton, and Jeremy Bernard. And then you have this freshman and Latair Brooks out there who's just making contested catches. And I said on Tuesday, he's averaging 17 yards a catch. And I think today it even probably went up. So the fact that we have that dangerous weapon, our running back by honestly committee, I think Daniel Hill took a massive step today, a massive step in his confidence in going forward. I hope Jam's okay. Our thoughts and prayers are with 26. That dude's mentality, his attitude, his just what he brings to the game is unmatchable. Going forward, I hope the best. I hope we get him back soon. Van, what are your thoughts?
I'm glad you highlighted Daniel Hill because he was a guy we had kind of not completely wrote off, but due to his lack of pass pro, his ability to block for the quarterback, we kind of took him out of the game a little bit. And I thought he stepped up and made some key blocks on some key drives, man. So I was glad to see that. If he continues to improve on that, you won't be able to take him out of that lineup with his ability to catch the ball and his size. You know, he could jackhammer the middle of the field or the middle of the line with a guy like that. So it was great to see that. I think you hit the nail on the head with Damani. You know, we don't set out to just pick on guys on this show, but we also don't bullshit and tell lies either. If we see it, we call it out. Damani has not looked good this year. I feel like being a California track guy, I don't see the burst out of him that I once saw either. I think he's a liability when he's on the field. Going forward, I don't know that he needs to be that guy anymore. Maybe some spot play, but I don't think he should be the starter. Ty did enough to get it done. He had some rough patches, but, you know, he overcame that. He mentally didn't let that hold him back. He didn't get in his head. He made key throws. He converted some big-time third downs for us. Alabama's time of possession continues to keep us in any ball game. I don't care who the opponent is. We're keeping the ball out of your hands. We're getting key third downs. We're converting key fourth downs in this game. And we're beating the hell out of people with time of possession. Missouri was leading the country in time of possession, and they had half of what we did. And we did the same thing to Vanderbilt, who was one of the best time of possession teams in the country. I mean, 2 weeks in a row.
Hold on a second. I want to address this Anthony Robinson guy in the chat right now. You said Grubb called a bad game. I'm going to disagree with that. I'm going to disagree with that fully. Now, as far as the personnel who's lined up in the offensive line, I'm positive that's not his decision. That's a rotation based off what Coach Cap says. So as far as what he was able to call from a play calling standpoint, I thought Grubb did a phenomenal job, especially against the top two pass rushing tandem in the country. Did they get sacks? Yes. But they got sacks on one guy. Negative plays on one guy. If you look at every time we either got sacked or a fumble, 64 was not on the damn field. 75 was. So we make that little switch. That's not really a thing. It was, and you know the timing of his plays. I don't know. I disagree with that. I thought that Grubb was able to neutralize Missouri's over aggressiveness, and that was a very, very big key. Those linebackers feast on teams. That's who was making historically this season. Those were who were making most of the tackles. And in this game, those linebackers weren't making most of the plays. That's why we were able to beat them. And that's because Grubb was able to keep them off balance as he was with the shifting and the movement. So I thought Ryan Grubb I thought both coordinators actually called a good game. In my opinion, though.
Go ahead, man.
Well, I'm just saying, like, yeah, you're gonna get some calls that look like that Ryan Grubb did not know what he was doing or he blew a call, but a lot of that has to do with personnel who we have on the field. I know some of those runs with Kevin Riley weren't successful, but that was due to the fact that we have to give Jam a blow, and I think that's also kind of a dig at, you know, some of the running backs that we thought would be producing in this situation, like a Richard Young type that I had preseason that was going to have a massive season, who hasn't really made an impact. So I think that has to do with a lot of the situational play calling. But I thought when it mattered, he literally had Mizzou's defense completely confused. And I completely agree that Formby should not see the field unless he's at guard.
Yep.
Unless he's at guard. And I don't even really think he should be playing guard. Personally, to me, if we're going to play our best five, I said it on Tuesday, it needs to be Proctor, Dewberry, Parker Brailsford. In my opinion, we need to put Willie Sanders at right guard.
I'm with it.
And then Michael Carroll. Because that dude can punch and he's mean and he can move. So that's just my opinion. Devontae Jackson, I don't know what the hell happened to him. He looks like he has no idea what's going on between right here. And honestly, Xavier Brown's that way too to me. And I think that's why we went out and we signed the corners in this next defensive class that we did and the safeties that we did, because these guys are physical run fits. And our top two starters right now are not physical. Now, I know Cam Calhoun's physical, and I know Dijon Lee's physical. I'd like to see both of those two get more burn playing time. Moonrocker, you're absolutely correct. I saw Jade Roberts actually play like an absolute thug today. He did not let any pressures up. If he's healthy, he needs to start. And if he can't go the whole game, you need to spell him accordingly. Mm-hmm. But to me, when we're moving our offense, Geno just gets beat too much for me. He's not strong enough to hold up against some of these stronger defensive tackles where Jaden Roberts is stronger than every defensive tackle. So I don't understand why that's still an option. If Jaden Roberts is healthy, he needs to be out there.
I can't argue that. In fact, I feel like when we're at our nastiest, Roberts and Carroll are playing beside each other on the right side. Going back to the play calling, as far as offensively, there were times I didn't necessarily like some things I seen in the second quarter and then in the third quarter. But he was trying to do some different things to keep them off balance. And, hindsight's 20/20. When you look back, you go, hey, I kind of get what he's doing now. In the heat of the moment, when you see a negative play, you get aggravated. Sometimes things are just well defended. It don't make it down what you call. And so I have to give benefit of the doubt, man. I'm so glad we've got Grubb. And overall, his play calling's put us where we're at right now. So I'm not going to do too much bitching. And he's trying to do some things to space them out. And I get it. Not everything's going to be a home run hit. Not everything works every time. Sometimes that falls on the players and not the coaches. At the end of the day, that's the guy supposed to be doing the executing on the field. So, there was some letdown on some things. But overall, man, some of the call – gutsy too, by the way. This coaching staff's got a set of nuts on them. Because with the game on the line, they're not scared. Okay? DeBoer look comfortable at times. I know I wouldn't. I was not comfortable at all on some of these fourth down calls late in the game. That dude got ice water in his veins. And we give him hell last year. We give some people hell last year on the coaching staff. But you know what? Overall, this is a better team than we had last year as far as the product after the game. We look better. So props to them. And when you look at and I'm not going to go too heavy in this because it has nothing to do with this particular game. But when you start seeing 5, 6, 7 guys shutting down the recruiting after last week's game, after the win, they recruited Alabama and they shut down the recruiting. It tells you how hard they're working outside of just practice and for the games. They're recruiting their asses off. So yeah, we're damn lucky to have this coaching staff. We got a good group of things going on, and so I'm excited going forward.
I think another thing that needs to be stated and put an exclamation point on is our defensive line was able to defeat Mizzou all game. Their running back bounced off. He did. But the fact that he didn't even broach 60 yards against us, that is a massive victory. And everyone's like, well, you guys gave up 169 yards to a team that averaged almost 300 yards on the ground against everybody else. that's a victory to me. So I think that the Alabama defense, because if you minus the Norfleet touchdown, which Damani Jackson was completely out of place, the third down long play that they got to that true freshman, and then Damani Jackson get beat by the same true freshman, they're not even in the game. Realistically, they're not even in the game, and that can be an argument that if Damani Jackson does his job, we blow them. That we're not even sitting here talking, having this conversation. We beat them by 2 or 3 touchdowns in that case. Realistically, if Damani Jackson does his job, this is a completely different conversation to me.
I see one thing that's concerning to me, and it's something we can improve on, and that's third quarters. In third quarters, it seems like our defense gets better and our offense gets worse. We've put up 9 total points in the last 3 ball games in the third quarter, all field goals. So I would like to see them kind of getting down the field. I mean, we can work the hell out of it between the 20s, but we can't rely on a kicker. That's evident. I could give a damn if we even try to kick another field goal this year. That's how I feel about it. I'd rather take our chances. I'd rather take our chances trying to score. The hell with it.
Yeah, I mean, if we're in field goal range, and if we're under 10 yards, I'd say fuck it, go for it.
Yes,
because I trust Ty Simpson way more than I trust our kicker. Our kicker is ass.
He's dog.
I'm with you. Man. I'm not a big fan of leaving the game in the kicker's hands, and our punter is ass too.
Yep.
We're going to create a list. I might even make it a topic in this week's show. Things we need to address in the offseason.
Absolutely.
Besides our pass rushing, our kicking game is absolute dog shit.
Yes, it is. But that being said, I'm concerned with third quarter. We're not getting enough. We wouldn't be in such dog fights going into like the beginning of the fourth quarter, mid fourth quarter. We've put some teams away, but in this game for sure, we could have used some more points. And the field goals or whatever, it's 3 points. It's 3 points. In the grand scheme of things, it mattered. But when you can convert those threes into touchdowns, we've got the firepower and the playmakers to do it. So I don't know what needs to be done there, but that's a concerning trend for me. Other than that, though, here's the kind of adversity win you want from a team. At the end of the day, to go on the road to an undefeated team that statistically is damn near the top in everything, and to gut out a win, a gutsy win, it matters. So you can build on that. And Alabama's looking dangerous right now because they're getting done in different ways. Go ahead, Lou.
Well, I'm just addressing this Neil Weldon. What do you mean by Deontay Lawson? Like are you saying like it sucks that he's got to go? Because if that's what you're saying, well, we're going to disagree with that wholly on this panel.
No, I think he's saying Lawson sucks, and if he does, he had his better game today, but he still ain't playing like he needs to. Not even close.
Yeah. Okay. That's the other thing. If you're saying that Lawson sucks and he has to go, then you're damn right.
Yeah.
You're damn right. There's absolutely no way Justin Jefferson is a leading tackler on this team. You've played at Alabama now 5 seasons. You let Jahad Campbell get drafted in front of you, who came 2 seasons after you. So, my guy, you're not it. And honestly, to me, he's not the body. He looks like a wide receiver out there playing the middle linebacker.
Yes, he does. And I hate
he looks
zero
skinny.
Shit, by the way. I hate zero shit. I don't like single numbered linemen. I'm old school like that. But
nope,
you got to be a fucking animal to be a number 0, okay? And he's not.
And that's the thing. And I think that I don't want to broach this conversation right now, but I think there might be some people on our team in the freshman class and in this next freshman class that could eventually don 0 and do it effectively. There's also some guys on the team that could wear 32 more effectively. But I will be glad when I no longer see Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson, and Nakai Hill Green in Alabama uniforms. And I said what I said.
Yep.
These guys,
just because
they're playing
Jefferson's
good
been
football.
playing better. Jefferson's been playing better, but is he still living up to what he should be? No. Just because you're leading the team in tackles don't mean you're being effective enough. Okay, these damn tackle scores, they're subjective. Okay, and I just are you impacting it behind the line of scrimmage? You know what I'm saying? Are you causing negative plays? Are you causing turnovers? I need more things from Jefferson because clearly Lawson's not going to give me what I'm needing here. I mean, I'm about to completely give up on that shit.
Yeah,
I'm frustrated, man. It's a great win, and we should be a hell of a lot happier. But then we start talking about these inside backers again, and it pulls me in a direction I don't want to go. I want to be happy right now.
Yeah, I don't want to go there either because you already know I had all three of them on a milk carton. I made the graphic in the middle of the game because I was so pissed off at what they were doing. And yes, they did play better, but they're still not playing up to the Alabama standard of knocking people in the dirt.
And absolutely that a 4-2-5 defense is designed for the inside backers to be able to run loose and wreak havoc, and they're not living up to what they're given here. Okay, that's what the shit's designed for. You should be having the most fun out of everybody.
Van, to piggyback off what you're saying, I'm just gonna give a stat. So Kane Womack's defense before it came to Alabama, his last year at Southern Alabama. Out of his top 10 tacklers, 6 of them were linebackers, which means his defense is designed for the linebackers to feed. That's why we have Xavier Griffin, the number 1 linebacker in the country, coming next season. That's why we got Luke Metz, Duke Johnson, and the kid we got from Modern Day. That's why they came here, because in a true Kane Womack's offense, you're going to have 5 linebackers play, and they're all going to eat.
Absolutely.
So this defense gives me faith that this is in the early stages in year 2, because next season we're not going to have these upperclassmen linebackers, and we're going to see QB Reese and company get turned loose. That just gives me. That gives me
why I get defensive of Womack like I do, and the same reason you do, because we know what this is supposed to do. And when you're playing, especially the inside backers, this thing is designed for you to run wild, wreak havoc, pad stats, and you're not out there doing it. You're overthinking, you're overcompensating. Sometimes the effort's not there. It's just there's always an excuse for these damn guys, and I'm tired of it. Maybe they're just not good enough. That's the real damn story. And so, I can't wait to see what guys that want to go out there and make plays are going to do if we're already getting this kind of shit from the D line, because they're playing discipline. Okay, the gap discipline's starting to be there against the run. There's certain run fits when certain guys like Dejon Lee and company are on the field where we're shutting the run down all of a sudden. So if we had some backers to go in and clean it up, this defense would be one of the more talked about in the country. So I can't wait going forward to see what actual talent's going to do especially at the inside backer. And we'll move on from that, but that's just something I wanted to get off my damn chest.
But I agree. You know me. I feel the same way about the linebackers.
There's just no excuse for it. But on a positive note, Isaiah Horton as well, by the way. I feel like I have to mention this guy all the time. He's not always going to be your leading receiver when it comes to stats, but damn, that dude's clutch. He is clutch as hell. And he's come out of his shell since the first 2 weeks where we kind of didn't see a lot of him. And so, man.
He's Ty's security blanket.
Yes, sir, he is. He uses that size to his advantage. He's got to be a great basketball player, by the way, because he posts up very well and he'll box a guy out. He uses his size to his advantage, and that's just smart. If you've got it, you use it. So that's another guy that don't get talked about enough necessarily, because I know a lot of people are saying, well, why wasn't Ryan Williams getting it? Well, that's on Ryan Williams. But
Ryan
the guys
Williams
that were
was
out there
jogging
were
through
getting
his
it done.
routes.
Yeah, I seen that too.
And that's something we'll address that Tuesday.
Yes, we will. And that's not a popular take because, much like Milrow discussions in the past, Ryan Williams brings the best and worst out of our fan bases. It's a divided line. Look, we know what kind of talent he is, but right now he's the highest paid decoy in fucking college football. That's what he really is. Okay.
Do you know what the craziest stat of today is? Craziest stat of today.
Is it his 0 catches?
No, not even that. It's something a little bit bigger in college football. So, Alabama is 5-0 since week 1, losing to Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State is now 2-3 since winning that game. They just lost to Pitt today. 34-31.
Looks more like we were their Super Bowl, and they were actually slapping the face to wake up.
I wouldn't even say that. I'd say it was the first game, and you don't really know what you got on the first game.
I agree. You can always simulate so much in practice. Absolutely.
Exactly. And I think we had a lot of people out there that shouldn't be out there, and I think that's still the case.
Mm-hmm.
I think that once the coaching staff identifies that Wilkin Formby does not need to play right tackle at all, and that Damani Jackson probably doesn't need to be a top 3 corner, I think our defense plays better. I think our offense plays better.
Agreed.
But this has been one of the longer post-game shows. Obviously, we had a lot more to talk about. Van, it's always a pleasure to get in and talk to you about football.
Absolutely.
This is a great win. Great top 15 win. It was a battle. We knew this coming in. They were going to have a hell of a run game. Bo Prabula, man, that dude, I want to give a shout out to him. I know he's the opposing quarterback, but being forced from Penn State, not giving a chance is just shows his moxie. Being able to come down to Missouri and do what he's been able to do, that shows the grit and the.
I bet Penn State wish they would have had him the last 2 weeks, but that's another conversation.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of here, Van. Before this chat gets too out of control. Yeah, as usual, it's Roll Tide from me.
Absolutely.
You can catch us on Tuesday nights. Me and Van and the Avengers will be back. My favorite week of the year, third Saturday in October. We're going to talk about that team I hate with a passion. It's going to get deep. It's going to get nasty. But until then, from us guys at the final whistles, you can end it on the Roll Daggum Tide from me.
Roll damn Tide.